is actually recording.
So, okay. Good?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not. That was part of the video. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are finally doing the cab chop mount on my Tacoma. So I'm hanging out with Matt and Alex. Alex is our master welder. He's going to be helping us with obviously doing all of that. So it's actually not a hard project to do. We already did the passenger side, and I'll have these plates that I bought linked down in the description so you don't have to make them, which is awesome. They come with templates, and it makes for an easy installation.
And they were like 20 bucks?
20 to 25 bucks. So the first thing that we're going to do is remove the fender flare. So whether it's stock or aftermarket like mine, that's going to make it a lot easier. So the next step in this project, something that I'm going to do, if you guys watch the channel, I always like making things look stock. And I've seen other videos where they just cut the inner fender liner and just cut it like at an angle. We're actually going to avoid that and keep it intact. So all I have to do is, there's 3 of these tabs here that we're going to mess with, and 1 on the inside, so I'm not completely removing this. And they're a little bit hard to get. It's a plastic clip, so I'm gonna have a flat head on both sides, and you basically have to push it from the inside out, and then you can pop them right out. So there's 1 here, and 1 here, and you just pinch those. Let me get that one. So there's actually 5 of those tabs. I went ahead and took this outer one, or this inner one here, out as well. And basically we're just going to zip tie this out of the way now, so that gives us access to cut, and then we have a trick up our sleeve while we're folding this back up. So now our next step, we're gonna go ahead and draw out where we need to do our cut. So I'm actually just going to use the plate as a template. This kit comes with a template that you can use, but basically we're going to the back side of this metal here, and this is how the plate is going to look just in reverse. So I'm using this up underneath, and we're basically making like a wedge, like a triangle shape from outer to inner. So we're actually gonna keep this plate straight, and we're not going to have to curve it too much. So with it right in line here, does that look about right, guys?
Yep. Yeah.
Right about there?
Yeah, there.
So we're just gonna use the Sharpie as a guide, of course. I think I got it on there.
And we're keeping it above the round part.
Oh yeah, that's right. So there's a circle under here where the, I guess, the mount for the frame to the body is. You don't want to cut that away because you need something to weld the plate to. And then for the top, I think a good measurement is about 3.5 inches from here, from the inside of the frame. So that'll be our reference point on the inside, and then obviously straight across the top. So we're kind of coming down right there-ish, right? It's not a straight line, but doesn't have to be too crazy. But now comes the fun part. We are going to, or Alex is going to use the plasma cutter. I tried using it for the first time, a little bit too slow, and it gets extremely hot. So
we have a rubber bushing on the other side.
There's a rubber bushing that you don't want to melt, of course. So are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right.
So we're just going to cut down this line right here, notch this plate out, come on back in here, give it about 1 inch back, right where he drew that line.
Okay. And I'll have Alex's Instagram down in the description. Definitely give him a follow. Huge thanks to him for helping us do this. We were going to try to use the angle grinder, but this thing just shoots through the steel like that. So Brian, if you want to get in there, it's really cool. Steel with fire. Pretty cool.
Mike, any thoughts?
I think it's pretty awesome. The other side came out so great. Yeah, I'm excited for this. If I was doing it, it'd be cool, but I was going too slow because I've never done it before.
Yeah.
But that's pretty awesome.
There it goes.
Much easier the second time around. So with that plate out of the way, there's actually a little bit more that has to be cut. I guess that's just still part of the frame there.
Yeah.
But once he goes ahead and cuts that back, then we go ahead and start grinding it and then get it all nice and smooth.
Yeah, I can just melt it in.
That's pretty much as far back as we can go, right?
Yeah.
Before that hole for the bushing there.
Yep. And your plate for the body mount.
Yeah. So So we're getting a good amount of clearance out of this. We had to do some grinding on the other side, just if you have a little bit from the cutting. But this side, he got it a lot, well, I should say a lot better, but a lot clean. Yeah, it was a lot cleaner looking. So there's no grinding we have to do on this side. So you might just have a little bit extra work to do. But with this one all cleaned up and ready to go, now it's time to weld it into place. All right, guys, so it's time to start welding. I'm gonna be on the back side of the camera here while we watch him. This is a MIG welder, right?
Yep, it's a MIG welder. It's an old Miller-Matic.
Okay.
Should do pretty well.
Cool.
We're gonna put in a few tacks here.
Yeah.
Make sure it's nice and lined up. Hammer it in if we need to, like on this corner right here.
Yeah, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
And then just lay down a nice little bead around here.
Yep.
Clean it up. Should be good to go.
All right. All right, guys, so Alex just finished up on the driver's side here. Brian's gonna hit it with a couple coats of spray paint. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the passenger side where we already finished up, just so you guys can see the welds and see it all painted and finished up and looking really good. All right, guys, so now we have a trick up our sleeve. What we're gonna do is behind the fender liner here, we have the pinch weld. I've seen in a lot of videos where people just cut at an angle the inner fender liner here, but I'm not going to do that because I like it to look a little bit more factory than that. So unfortunately we don't have a sledgehammer right now. We're going to use an old camshaft. What kind of engine is this?
I believe that was from an LS engine actually.
Yeah. So we're going to use this as our persuader, and I'm just going to start basically just smashing it inwards, and it worked really well on the other side. Whew. I don't know what's easier, this or a hammer.
Nope, this is the only heavy object we have.
That should be good, right?
Yeah.
So we are losing this attachment point for the fender liner, but we have 4 others to use. And now we're just gonna coat this just like we did here.
So we have seen some people on these pinch welds kind of cut slots in them and then fold them over nicely. That's a good way to do it, but then you're cutting through like the seam sealer and the little welds in here and risking getting like water or something into the side. So this seems to work. It seems like a good way to do it, and it flattens it out nicely. But after that, we'll just coat it with some Rust-Oleum just to make sure, I don't know, if there's any steel that could be exposed, at least we're not gonna have any rust. And then continue to do a few more coats on here. And this is just a flat black to blend nicely with the frame. But that's pretty much it. And of course, this is all hidden with the fender liner.
So we did 2 or 3 coats on this and let it dry. And this is where keeping the fender liner intact is where it's gonna make it look a lot cleaner. So once I cut this zip tie here, where you would see basically where it was cut off, you can actually see all of this with the angle that most people cut. So by doing this, I'm actually covering everything up. And even if the tire rubs off-road, I now have like a 1/2 inch to 1 inch of play in the rubber. So the amount of times that I go off-road, it's really not going to affect it, especially driving on the road as well. So we're just gonna go ahead and put this back into place. And now you can see a huge difference. It really didn't look like we cut off that much, but if you use the end of the fender liner here, we're actually now, like a 1/2 inch behind it, whereas before we were almost up to here.
Like right here.
Yeah, but it's crazy how much of a difference that does, and we're not even cutting off that much. So I might rub a little bit here, which I'm not concerned about. Like I already said, there's flex in this now since we took that pinch weld out. The main point of today's project is so that I can put on larger wheels and tires at some point. But in the meantime, I have these 1.25" wheel spacers from Nitro Gear and Axle. So I'm gonna go ahead and install those. If you guys remember, a couple months ago, I think I test fitted these, and obviously we were rubbing. So now I shouldn't have any rubbing issues. And of course, I'm going to use Loctite to put these on. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on the studs first. All right, so now it's time to put the wheel and tire back on and then get this thing on the ground. So that's how you install or do the cab chop mount on the 3rd gen Tacoma. Once again, huge shout out to our friend Alex for doing the plasma cutting and the welding. I don't think we would have really been able to do that part of it, so huge thanks to him. He also has an LS swapped Datsun, which is pretty awesome to see. It's crazy loud too. But now we're going to use the end of his driveway and just test to see the differences that it made. So if you guys remember when I installed these a while back, I barely could get out of the driveway.
So it just barely touches the plastic, but it's not touching the frame.
It's weld in.
Yeah, so guys, as you saw, it touches the plastic, which we knew.
Yeah.
It doesn't touch the metal frame, which is where we can only do like half a turn, and that's when it would get locked up and not turn the wheel because there's too much metal in the way.
Yeah.
So now it does what it's supposed to be doing.
Right, so that's awesome. Now I can put new wheels and tires on at some point. This is just to be prepared for when that time comes. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video with the couple tips and tricks that we did just to make it look factory and look really clean. You really can't even tell that it was done. So that's an awesome look for the truck. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Give it a huge thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button if you want to see more videos on the Tacoma. We'll see you guys in the next video.